Ellis, I want to talk about this one. The little shit test, when to know and how to know when you're being shit tested to know how to properly respond. Because a lot of you put yourself in a bracket where the woman will begin to run a program on you from the very onslaught of how she perceives you based on how you react to her shit tests. These can be very subtle. A lot of you won't even know. They're always running shit tests. You have to understand, every woman, when she meets a man, I don't care who she is, from what walk of life, background, this is primitive type behavior, right? She's not necessarily testing you to see how much of a man you are or how, how much you want her. Sometimes it is in that regard, but more so she's testing to see how she needs to handle you, how she should view you, right? How she should perceive and move forward in engaging with you. So right out the gate, you're going to have the first few shit tests that they pop on you. And why this is powerful for a man to catch is because this will dictate later how the interaction between you and her will continue. And for the most part, again, once they have convinced themselves that you are this type of man, they're going to keep you in that bracket. Now, I'll tell you why, because most of the guys who they've ran these shit tests on have responded the exact same way. And this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to be the guy that she's done this to before who has responded the exact same way. She's going to treat you the exact same. She may not say it. She's not going to blatantly say it to you, but you're going to get treated the exact same way. And ain't gonna be shit you can do about it. All right. So the key to this is understanding and knowing when you're being shit tested and how to respond, not react, because they're looking for reactions. Most of you won't see it because some of it is so subtle. Like, example, it could be a game, it's football season. You like whatever specific team, she picks a team to go against you. Let's happen to say your team loses, her team wins. She starts teasing you about your team losing, playfully, right? You think nothing of, oh, she's just playing around. She's testing you. She's testing to see what your reaction is when someone is teasing you due to a loss. Now, keyword, it's due to a loss. How do you deal with being mocked, ridiculed, right? And a loss. Oh, you thought your team was this and this. Now, look, they lost. And if you get, even in a playful way, go back and forth with her. Oh, well, my team this. Well, what about your team? She's not even giving a fuck about that interact. All she's focusing on, look how much effort he's putting into to defend his team off of me teasing him about his team losing. Look at how much I'm getting him to engage back and forth with me off of this. So she takes this, she puts it in her little Rolodex, her little mental compartment note. Okay. So reacts off of things that he really likes strongly. He reacts. He's very emotional about that. Okay. All right, I'm going to take note. I'm going to test it. I'm going to circle back and test this again. Right? What's the thing that you're going to be more than likely getting attached to later because you're deeply invested, where you can be controlled in that same type of way? Her. She's thinking about, okay, this may be potential leverage to use in regards to me against him. Most of you never even catch it. You're not thinking that they're thinking that deep into a situation like that. Most men, we overlook that women are cold calculators. Although they may be emotional, they're very calculating and strategic when it comes to their self-interest. Very logical, right? This is where a lot of people mess. Oh, women are just emotional. Bullshit. They're emotional when certain things happen that goes against their objectives, their ways, what they want to have done. But they are very logical and calculating when need be. So you fail that test, you've already messed up, because she's going to circle back to that same thing because she knows patterns. This is part of how your behavioral complex works. I can slip something in between you and I and get you emotionally rattled, and it gives them that sense of control and power over you. And they're going to exploit that later. Trust me. Your response should be, you know what? They win some, they lose some. I ain't even tripping on it. Yeah, you got that. Good game. Yeah, you got it. Laugh it off. Let it go. She's going to come back to press it. Keep making jokes about it to see if she still can get you to crack on that. Yeah, he played tough that first little thing I did on him, but let me see if he holds his ground. Let me see if I can get him to crack. So she's going to come back and test it. And if you don't, you just earn some points there, because now this is where the separation of you from other men starts to begin. Right? It begins, at least. Now she sees, well, most of the guys that I was with, they went back and forth with me. This guy blew it off. He was indifferent. And that's what you need to be. You need to be indifferent. So yeah, it's important to be able to catch when these things are being played out in front of you, because if not, it's going to set the tone for her to do more tests. Based on how you respond to even the first one can either discourage or encourage her to do even more. You're going to get tested regardless, but in many ways, if you fail, you're already put into the bracket of all the other guys. And so her protocol with you is going to be to run off how she's done this with all the other guys, because now she's labeled you the same. You're no different than all these other guys. So she's going to go along with that program. And now you're not getting treated as an individual man that she's meeting. Now you're put into a generalized bracket of men, of how she's had and what experiences she's had with them before. And that creates certain expectations out of her about how you're going to be. So she's not even seeing you. She's seeing you as all these other men. The shit tests never stop. You just have to be aware when you're being tested. If this shit is coming out of, if it seems like it's pressed for no reason, ignore it. Just laugh with it. You got it. All right. Another thing they try to see, man, this might be like a 2-3 video type thing, but I'm going to just give some broad ones. How much sexual control you have. They'll start mentioning about sex. So here's one thing they'll throw out. I had a dream about you and me, right? And you'll say, okay, what type of dream? it was sexual. Like a lot of stuff was going on. And you might be like, well, what happened? Well, what happened in his dream? And then they'll say, can't tell you. I don't want to tell you. And where most guys mess up, why you don't want to tell me? You start digging, you start chasing, right? Looks harmless, but you're being tested and you don't even know. What you should do is just leave it. Okay, well, shit, you don't have to tell it. That's cool. And then immediately switch the conversation to something else. You divert immediately to something else that doesn't have nothing to do with that. Boom. She sees that. He's got control with, sexual temptation. Like I'm trying to lure him into engage in a sexual type of dialogue, at least. I was trying to lure to see how much his desire would chase after wanting to know what we were doing sexually. If you go along with it and you do it again, you failed. You're doing exactly what all the other men would do. Push the issue, or they would start talking nasty or engaging in illicit talk with them, sexual talk with them. Now she's saying, oh, okay. You're not going to see anything. She's going to just play it along. She may even entertain your talk, but she's marking you. She's grading you. She's grading to see how different you are reaction wise than all these other guys, right? If you fall right into that, you've put yourself again in that generalized bucket of all the other men that have done the same thing when she's ran that test. And for a lot of you guys, you want to be treated differently. You want the woman to see you differently, to respect and react to you differently and respond to you differently. But you're committing the same faults and mistakes that other men do when they are testing you. This is a big issue. This is why a lot of you get the same results with these women. Instead of entertaining that, you let it slide. Okay, you act like you didn't even hear her say that if she doesn't want to go forward with it. Right? She's testing again how much you respect her boundaries. Right? You're not picking up on this, but if you're forcing it, and she said she doesn't want to talk about it now, but you're forcing it, you're trying to push past the boundary that she has put in front of you. And if you don't see that as a boundary test, she's going to label you, you're going to get deduction points. And you're going to immediately be that meter is being switched over to the average guy meter instead of, oh, this is a different guy. You have to be aware of these tests, right? You can't be thinking your little head, at least, right? You can't be thinking with your dick, period. You have to think wise, composed. Don't allow the beauty, the physique of the woman, the body, get you off your bases to where when she runs these tests, you act in your animalistic way and you fall right into the trap. All right. I'm gonna throw some more things out here with other videos, but I just wanted to put that in because a lot of guys miss these things. Your pursuit of having this woman, being with this woman, her beauty, takes such a precedence over your disciplined, logical mind, and that's what we're here to teach here, man. I'm here to teach y'all this stuff. So, from a deep psychological perspective, so that you can have that leverage. and separate yourself from how all other males would react and respond. If you found this insightful, beneficial, make sure to drop a like, a share, and make sure to subscribe.